Yo, shout out to the Most High. It's always a high see when our Lord say this LD. Also known Lawrence the One for another episode. I need to know when my special guest introduce yourself.
V White the Great, Delinquents, real estate man, the landlord man, all that.
Okay, so where you want to start? You want to start collecting rent, man?
No, we going to start with Body Baggers, the book.
Okay.
The new book I released called Body Baggers.
Okay, all right, for sure. You want to talk about that, or you want to get into your hip-hop experience first?
We get into Body Baggers first.
Let's go for it.
And then we'll go into hip-hop.
Okay, so let me put this up. Body Baggers, The Brotherhood by Vidal, Prevost. Okay, speak on this. What is it about? Who's the main character?
So Body Baggers is a fiction. It's a fiction book that I created. Me and my son's mom, she passed away, but she was an integral part in making this come to life. So it's a fictional book about African American Harley Davidson only motorcycle club based in Oakland. It started in the 60s. Gotcha.
So it's kind of like a fictional version of the East Bay Dragons.
Similar. It runs parallel.
Do you got to have a Harley? Do you got to keep a Harley to get in this?
Well, no. Well, I mean, you got to have a Harley to be in the Dragons.
That's what I'm saying. So, you feel me?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a fiction. So it's based on a lot of characters that I grew up around, people that I know, not based on them, but similarities of people that I know that I grew up around. You know what I mean? It's an easy read.
Yeah.
It's a page turner.
Yeah.
It'll grab you. And we got the audio book coming out soon that was read. The voiceovers by Casual from Hieroglyphics.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. You keeping it all in the town then, huh?
Man, all in the town. So Casual did the voiceover, and the mechanics is doing the sound.
You got ambiance in there?
Yeah. You got motorcycles, you got music, you got.
Oh, this is fat,
yeah,
man.
It's one of them. It's one of them audio books where you'll be able to put your earphones on and close your eyes, and you think you listening to a movie.
You know what? Off the subject, but on the subject, I'm glad you said that, because that's what I always admired about anything that Dr. Dre touched. Because if you put in a Chronic album or the Doggy Style, I feel like I'm watching a movie.
Yeah, Theater of the Minds.
Gotcha. Okay, I like that. I'm the theater of the mind. I might take that. I might take that on the road myself. Yeah, so I can't wait to crack this open. And I just want to ask, where does it take place at, in Oakland?
In Oakland.
Okay, so you got the real streets in there and everything.
Yeah, everything. Sabrani Park. It's real streets. It's Sabrani Park in there. It's West Oakland, East Oakland.
You know what I'm about to say, right?
What's you gonna say?
You got 39th and Martin Luther King in there?
Nah, I ain't got Mac Lou in it. See, if I had Mac Lou in it.
Yeah, shout out to Mac Lou. You know Mac Lou?
Come on, man. It's family.
Watch this. I like that. Shout out to Mac Lou and my partners from MapGuard, man.
Yeah.
So this is what I want to know, man. You've been around a minute, man. Where did your hip-hop journey begin?
Well, I'm gonna take it all the way back. Usually in interviews and write-ups, I don't go all the way back. We started. I started with. It was a guy named G Black. His name is Greg. So he came along, and then Glenn came along, and then he started producing Delinquents albums. Before that, people never knew this. We were the Hardy Boys.
Oh.
So Paul Hardy from Sabrani Park, he was an intricate part of Oakland history. He went to school with my mother, who grew up in Sabrani Park. And he was the first person that believed in me and invested in me. So he put the money behind me and his nephew Melvin, which we call him Duda. So me and Duda was the Hardy Boys. And Paul actually owned a record store on Seminary and Bancroft, the building this Fong's now. he bought that building. It was called Nicky's, and it was named behind his daughter, and it was a music store.
Okay.
And that was our music store / studio was in the back.
Dope.
So that's where it started.
Okay, and you said V White. Was you always V White, or was you Vidal first on the mic?
Yeah, I was just big Vidal, and people always thought V White. V White, just for the record, White didn't have nothing to do with dope, selling drugs, nothing. White had something to do with me because I was always the guy on jet skis. Let's go skydiving. So all my partners would say he white.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
They'd say V, and it was a few V's around. They'd be like, which V? V White.
Okay.
The one who act white.
Yeah.
Quote unquote. I mean, but it's just fun. It ain't,
Yeah.
I just like to have fun. I snowmobile. I snowboard. I do all of the stuff that people consider quote unquote white stuff.
That remind me, excuse me, that remind me like when I was in Pack and Save, right?
Okay.
And I seen my homegirl, you know what I'm saying? She was a cashier. I went to Mac with her.
Right.
So I was getting my salad dressing, and I got some raspberry salad dressing. She said, you gonna eat this? I said, check this out, Shell. Ranch dressing ain't the answer to every motherfucking thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You we got to experience ranch dressing ain't the answer to everything.
Yeah. I'm a vinaigrette guy myself.
Yeah, man, I got to stay away from the dairy. You know what I'm saying? But that's another broadcast.
Okay.
For sure. So when did you hook up with G-Stack?
So I went to Fremont High. Believe it or not, G-Stack has a twin sister. I was dating G-Stack's twin sister. And before you think about it, she don't look like G-Stack. They're not identical.
Let me give a shout out to the train. Let me give a shout out to the train.
I just wanted to put that disclosure out. That when I'm looking at G-Stack, I'm not looking at my ex.
That's
you
right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how, and so when I was dating his sister and a couple of fellas in where they grew up at, we all hung out together. So that was like our whole clique, and she was G-Stack's sister. So we became cool, and we started hanging out at Fremont.
Okay. So what happened to the other people that you rap with? Did they kind of fizzle out or dwindle out?
Far as who?
Like when you formed the Delinquents, wasn't it somebody else rapping with you from the beginning?
Well, no. I was at Fremont High, I had a 45-inch record that I put out. It was a solo. It was just me by myself.
Yeah.
So in between that 45-inch record, but it was a 45-inch record with the 33-inch hole because everybody lose the little thing to go in the middle of the 45. Yeah. So between that 45 and the Delinquents, I went through a couple of makeshift rap groups that never
transpired,
amounted to nothing, but it was just neighborhood stuff. But then, so the Delinquents was the first official group that we really went and recorded on 2-inch reel studio and put something out on the market for sale.
And that's like 94, right?
92, 93.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a good time for hip hop in Oakland.
Yeah, Alleyway. So that was our first, me and G-Stack first venture was the Alleyway.
Man, where was you at, man, when you first heard the Alleyway not in the alleyway?
Probably in my bedroom writing it.
Okay, for sure. And where exactly are you from in East Oakland?
Well, I mean, I grew up on 78th and Wells Street.
Okay.
That's where my mother moved to. My parents is from Sobrani Park. So my mom and dad went to Sobrani Park Elementary, Madison Junior High, and Castlemont. So I was kind of back and forth between 73rd and Sobrani my whole childhood.
So you just Mr. Deep East Oakland at this point, then.
I was from 73rd to Sobrani.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope.
Everything in between I was cool with.
I want to know, man, when y'all put out that Alleyway album, you know what I'm saying? Was it an EP or was it a whole album?
It was an EP.
What did y'all do? What was the numbers on that?
Probably sold like 30, 40,000.
That's dope, though.
Independent.
Yeah.
And it was, me and G, we really didn't set out to be, we wasn't like the MCs. We want to battle. We want to. I mean, to tell you the truth, starting out rapping for us was just like a social outlet.
Okay.
We was just like, it was something to do. We had the money to pay for the studio time. We did it, and it was fun, and it kind of transpired into people forcing us to make more albums. And,
yeah.
And now we turned into rappers, which we didn't set out to be really rappers. We was just rapping for the homies.
Yeah.
And we gonna make CDs to give to the homies.
Gotcha. Okay, I can respect that, you know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like y'all always having hella fun. Was y'all the ones that kicked that Lake Berryessa out?
Yeah, we did Lake Berryessa. It was a collaboration with us and Hub. So Hub.
Shout out to Big Hub.
Yeah, so Hub, he always did him and Too Short. He's famous for him and Too Short parties, and he always did parties. So we were we wanted to do a video. And me and Hub was always cool, so we got together and said, okay, well, let's do it together. You do a party, and we do the video, and we do it all at once.
Oh.
So myself, I was going to Lake Berryessa as a kid. My parents would take me there camping and swimming. Hub had never been there, so one day we ride, and I tell him the idea. That's when the vans was popular, so we had a van with a punch bowl full of Wonder Juice.
That's right.
And we rolled up. So we rolled up to Napa, and I showed him the spot. And when I showed him, he was like, man, it's a go. Let's do it.
You know what's crazy, though, man? I went to Lake Berryessa one year, you know what I'm saying? And I had the blast of my time, so I came back, and I'm going to just hit you with the end of the rap, right? I said, at Lake Berryessa, when I touch down, it's going to be Lake Larryessa. Niggas get to shooting, it was Lake Scaryessa. All the nappy I was grabbing, it was Lake Harryessa.
Oh, wow.
So, so I sat there, right? We kicking it, you know what I'm saying? I'm kicking it. I went there on a fluke, you know what I'm saying? Then I came back, told all my partners, my brother over there, he got the crew ready to go next year, right?
Right.
I end up going to jail on Friday. Now I got to watch the A's game in jail, so I know it's hot outside.
Wow. And you missed it.
I missed it.
You missed it. Every year we did it, it was off.
For sure. So you had that feature on Cell Block, though, one of the biggest compilations to come out the Bay. How did you feel about that, being a part of that?
Man, it was big. Davey D, my homie, you know, he put it out, and he summons us. Said that he needed everybody to come play a part, so I showed up and played my part.
Yeah.
You know, it was big. So it was, you know, back then, Oakland, man, everything was about support.
It was.
Everything somebody do, man, you support it. You get on top of it, you support it, and you show up.
I mean, you could tell by the artist that was on the album.
Right.
I mean, you got one person talking about the Black Muslim movement, Scary X, and 3 Times Crazy right behind us. Y'all keeping it lit at Lake Berryessa, rapping Ron. Yep, FM Blue. Shout out to FM Blue. Shout out to Davey D, my cousin. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Ill was raw.
Wasn't he?
Yeah.
Mr. Ill was before his time.
You know what I just found out? Him and Tupac had the same birthday.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking in the album cover or something like that, and I was like, damn, he born June 16th just like Pac. That's crazy. Yeah, Ill was crazy, though. My favorite, what was your favorite joint on that album? That Cell Block?
Man, I couldn't pick just one off that album, man.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, at that time, I wanted to hear our stuff, so we always went to ours.
Oh, for sure.
But I think we was like third string, to be honest.
I mean, but it flowed good.
For as talent-wise, you know what I mean?
Yeah, y'all was tight, you know what I'm saying? You know what I used to think? I was like, man, these motherfuckers probably sell a gang of dope. That's all. I was like, man, these motherfuckers, I said, they tight, man.
Like I said, we got pushed in the rap. So we was never the we was never the freestyle. I could battle you. That wasn't the page we came in on.
But still, though, I like how y'all song blended into 1-800 Fed Up with that bullshit. I thought that shit was so tight with Ill and Shorty B.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool, you know what I'm saying? I was in the studio with my partner because he used to mess with the Scary X when they was kind of like recording down there at the Pajamas studio.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I went one time, though, but it was a hell of an experience.
Okay.
So, coming up, right?
Right.
Did you ever have a hard time balancing your home life with rap music?
Nah. My home life?
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like romance and kids and shit like that with the music.
Nah, hell no.
Okay.
I didn't. I mean, you know what I mean. I had a daughter that was young, but I had a hip baby mama too.
Okay.
So we was with, you know, she knew what I was doing. She supported at the time, and you know, it was all go. I mean, but like I said, I wasn't all. It's different. Like I said, our story is not the average story of we going to hang out in front of the record store with a box of tapes and we waiting for the man to pull up to give it to him. Like, we didn't care. Putting out a record,
Yeah.
you listen to it or you don't.
Yeah.
And we gonna go kick it. We gonna go to the party. We gonna have a ball. If y'all want to fight, we could do that. And we going home.
Yeah.
So we, like I said, we wasn't typical rappers.
That's right.
So,
in so many ways, you saying this. Y'all ain't stopping shit.
Yeah,
the grapes are still gonna be green around here.
Man, it was social.
Yeah,
like I said, rap for us was social.
Gotcha.
It was never, you know what I mean? Because you got to think about it. Back in the days, coming up, we had, for the age I'm at and the era I'm from, we had Run DMC, Curtis Blow, Tila Rock, Spoonie G, Africa Bambaataa. Like, everybody that we looked up to that rapped had nothing to do with materialistic.
That's right.
So it wasn't like now, if you want to rap, it's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? You know what I mean? So they looking at TV, they said, hey, well, we got a little baby. Do I want to be a football player, nurse, doctor, rapper? That a rapper wasn't nobody who made money.
Yeah.
Back when we looked up to him, the biggest materialistic thing somebody had was Run had a big gold chain, or Too Short had a big gold chain. That was it.
Yeah.
So we didn't look at rap as a way to make money. We just looked at rap as an outlet for us to vent.
Gotcha.
And it was a poetic thing that we could do to vent. And you hear your homies on the tape, like old school Too Short special request tape, and that was it.
You ever bought a special request tape?
I didn't. I had uncles.
Yeah.
That was older than me.
Yeah.
So I would steal their tapes.
Yeah.
Because they had tapes with K-Pool recorded on them already. So when you had a K-Pool tape, you know what I mean? And I go in the bathroom in my grandmother's house, and they had the little radio with the little cassette in it, and they punched the thing out, and you
put the little spitball.
You put the spitball in there so you could record. So but you know, I think K-Pool was on Sundays, 89.5. It was on Sundays, and I think it came on for 2 or 3 hours. So they would get like a 90-minute tape. And when it come on, they just press record and just let it run for the whole 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So in the midst of me stealing those K-Pool tapes, I was coming across Too Short special request tapes too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So that's how I got them. But me, I was too young, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Too Short almost got me in trouble because my sister is 8 years older than me, and she said, "Hey, Lawrence, you know, she put in the flat booty bitches." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, invasion of the flat booty bitches.
Yeah, that could get a brother in trouble back in. I'm only 5 and shit.
Yeah, hit the B-town like Oakland players.
Yeah. So are y'all gonna come out with another album?
Well, we've been in the works thinking about, talking about and recording stuff with the mechanics, but we just got to get the schematics down right and make sure it's right business-wise, because now a lot of folks that's coming out business-wise, you know, it's profitable.
Yeah. So
we got to kind of remix and make sure we do it the right way, because back then, like I said, we didn't care. It was social. We just put out tapes. We didn't care about publishing. We wasn't trying to make money. It was just, hey, this is a social experiment. Have fun, take a tape and a joint, and let's kick it.
Yeah, Dank or Die.
Dank or Die record.
So you know what? That's a hell of a way to look at it, though, because I had to take a lot of pressure off when you're just doing it just for fun, though.
Right. And it was fun. I mean, you know, we had the first. I don't know if I haven't seen nobody do it yet, but we actually bought an RV and wrapped it.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, and so that RV that we wrapped, that was we really went camping in it.
Yeah.
We was going to Manteca water slides before they tore them down. Like, we really traveled and did stuff, not even promoting it. We was like, we're just going to use our recreational vehicle and put the album on it, but we going to continue doing recreational things.
Yeah.
So
Y'all was damn near like a basketball
That's
team.
it. That's it. So we show up. We pull up there. We come 20 deep.
Yeah.
We go in the RV.
I used to want that RV to pull over so I can get that motherfucker and start rapping my ass off. I'm like, man, watch. Hey, I was waiting on to be like, I'm going to be rapping my ass off if that motherfucker stop.
Right.
Yeah. So I was going to say, have you ever got booked to do shows out of town?
Yeah. Yeah. We did shows in Seattle, Oregon.
Where's your biggest fan base outside the Bay?
I think Oregon, maybe. Seattle, Oregon.
Oregon? Seattle?
Yeah.
It's cool up there?
Yeah. It's nice.
Talk about a time that you did a show where some crazy shit happened and broke out.
We did a show in Oregon or Seattle. It was like a Bay Area show.
Okay.
So it was us, Lil Rick, JT the Bigger Figure, Cool Nut, Messy Marv. I mean, it was a real big Bay Area show. So we did a show up and it was I think Octavius had threw the show, Seagram's brother.
Okay.
And he's a promoter. Back then he was a promoter, so he had threw a show, and it was just a big old melee fight. I guess it wasn't crazy. That was the norm, fighting.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was the craziest it really got.
Look, I'm finna hit you with the white boy reporter voice. Would you say that rap gets a bad rap?
The double entendre.
Yeah, for sure. So name something, or you know how like rap music is around now, you know what I'm saying? It's like the #1 selling music. What's going on in the culture that you feel like that you never would have saw like back in the 90s, but is going on now? Faking.
Yeah. Back when we came up, you prided yourself on being authentic.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of non-authenticity going on right now.
Yeah.
That's this rewarded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was kind of like you had to be tested, like growing up in the neighborhood. If you was
it was a rites of passage.
Right. And now it's,
he could kick it. He got a couple of dollars. Yeah.
Back in the days, man, like growing up in the hood and how it was, if somebody was around who was fake, like, I hang around you and you talk about the other homie.
Yeah.
Well, when the other homie showed up, that was my duty to tell him, hey, man, remember the shit you was just saying about him?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell him to his face what you was saying?
I like that.
You know what I mean? So they made you be accountable.
Yeah.
We grew up in an era where you had to be accountable for things that you did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you had to stand on it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't no between me and you.
Yeah.
No, this going to be between us.
Yeah.
When the homie get back.
Yeah. I'm going to say it one more time. I like that. Hey, look. That's some shit I would tell my son when I don't want him to hold no secrets at school. It ain't going to be no between me and you.
Yeah, because you know what between me and you mean, right?
Yeah, that means you finna start talking shit about a motherfucker and you don't want it to get it back.
No, but you know how it keeps going.
Yeah.
Between me and you is today's society. If I say between me and you, that's a disclosure that before you tell somebody else, you got to say between me and you. Before they tell somebody else, they got to say between me and you.
Yeah.
So now it's between me and you and the whole room know what's going on, but between me and you don't nobody know.
Shit like that. I like that. I like that. Hey, look, I'm gonna find a way to mix that up in one of my sermons. Hey. Yeah. But check this out. That's hella funny though. Check this out. Did you think in the 90s that rap music would be this violent now?
This violent? Nah, I didn't, because rap was that's how we came up with Lake Berryessa.
Yeah.
And that's why I told you for us earlier that rap was social.
Yeah. Rap
was fun. It was, come on, man, I come up off Crush Groove.
Beat
Street.
Yeah.
Wild Style. Man, it was a good time. You know what I mean? This is when everybody come out and have fun. So, you know what I mean? It's the new I think it's the new era with what they call it on Demon Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a that's a new era for me.
Do you think that rap is by the powers that be is used to weaponize against black people?
Nah, I mean it plays a part in it.
Okay.
I don't think that's its only purpose. It plays a part in it. Shit, I mean, you could kill yourself in the car.
Yeah.
Some people do, some people don't.
Yeah.
So it's based on the education of the individuals who's dealing with rap and who's putting it out and who's receiving it.
Yeah.
So if their education level is not there to know how to deal with it, then, shit. I mean, think about cocaine. When powder cocaine was around, back in the days, you had the powers that be, the rich folks. They snorted it.
Yeah.
But they knew how much to snort, and they knew when to stop.
Yeah.
And they put on suits, and then they was your doctors and your principals and your
lawyers,
teachers and your lawyers.
Yeah.
So I think it's just an education thing, man, how much you educated in anything, you know what I mean? Too much of anything can do you some wrong.
Yeah. Do you think that is it the rappers and stuff is it a rapper's job to speak against social injustice?
If you're a positive rapper?
Yeah. Or just in general across the board?
Yeah, I mean, if it's an injustice to you or your people and that's how you truly feel, then that's what a rapper's job is to do, because it's expression.
Mm-hmm.
So you should express whatever you feel. You know what I mean? I feel like if you feel there's some injustices going on, then you should speak on it.
Definitely.
And I feel like if you're ignorant to the injustice, then you shouldn't try to speak on it and sound stupid.
Gotcha. And I was going to ask you, do you feel like the Bay Area or Oakland, especially, the Bay Area, do you feel like we've been blackballed out of hip-hop, or do you feel like we get our proper shot?
Nah, we don't get our proper shot.
Why do you think that is?
I think because we aggressive. I think we aggressive. We stand on what we stand on. And I just think that, it's like, man, we got to go deal with these guys when we could go deal with the guys that was listening to them that we could finesse. See, we can't finesse them.
Yeah.
But the kids from outside that circle that listen to them, that could emulate them, we could finesse them, and then we could control them.
Yeah.
We can't control these guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we going to take the lion that ain't the lion. We just take the one with the stripes painted on him.
Just like that?
Yeah, because we could control him.
Yeah.
That's just what I feel. I just feel we strong on what we about. And also, I think it's business. You know what I mean? We have to be accountable for what we don't do. A lot of us, we look at the music industry as, the music industry is 80-90% business and 10% talent.
Mm-hmm.
For us, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We think it's 90% talent and 10% business. But everybody else in the world, in New York and L.A. and Atlanta and the South, everywhere where music is cracking, they understand that music is 90% business.
Yeah.
We don't understand the business side here. You know what I mean? So I just think we've never had the infrastructure or the tutelage of nobody to hand that side down to us, which is the most intricate part of the music.
Yeah.
Is the business. Because if ain't no business getting done, then we don't have nothing to talk about.
Do you feel like the local radio stations are supportive of the local artists?
They were at a point. I think, and then it kind of backfired on us for a minute because, we were pre-hyphy. So pre-hyphy was when we had Pooh Man, Father Dom, Souls of Mischief, Ascari X, The Coop. You had all of these groups, Capital Tax. You had all of these groups, Father Dom. You had all of these groups that nobody sound alike. But if you stopped anybody in Oakland and looked in their tape case, you would see all of those tapes in it.
Yeah.
And nobody sound alike. So I think when hyphy came along, then the radio set the precedent to whereas if you don't sound like this, then you won't get no shine. You know what I mean? So I think that's when the flashlight kind of changed on what on us is Oakland, what we've been known for all our life, which was originality.
That's right.
You see a cat from New Orleans, New York, Detroit. They always gave us props because of our originality. They was like, man, I've been out of town, out of state, and somebody would just see the way I walk, and they'd be like, you from Oakland, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Because we was always original. So I think when hyphy came, I think that's when the radio kind of geared towards where if you don't sound like this, you don't get radio play. So young kids with impressionable minds who want to get radio play, then we have to do what the radio wants you to do. So we have to conform to hyphy. Not that it's nothing wrong with hyphy. I'm just saying it was, it's a different genre of music, but everybody don't sound like that.
That's right.
Just like Master P came. Master P came and he was solid. He moved the crowd, but the South didn't say everybody had to sound like Master P. We still had MJG.
Yeah.
8 Ball.
Outkast.
Rap a Lot. Outkast. I'm just saying when you pigeonhole one region and say you have to sound one way, then you're essentially taking away originality from that region.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were original for not being alike. We was original for being coming from different sides of the board, but
within the board.
Yeah. Now it's just one board.
Yeah, you know what I always say this. If I'm watching TV on mute, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Videos, I don't know where somebody from. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they from LA, you know what I'm saying? New York, the Bay, because pretty much it's like a prototype of what a rapper look like now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Back in the day, I could tell if somebody was like, if I seen Snoop, I could tell he from the West Coast. Scarface, he down south, but I'm like, I know he ain't from the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? And Wu-Tang, I know they from the East Coast, you know what I'm saying, because of how they dress, but now it seems like everything is just one thing, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I could totally get what you're saying, like, about the originality aspect.
Right.
Do you feel like a lot of people come here and take our sound and run with it?
Yeah. Yeah. They come here and they get gamed up, they get the swag, and they take it back home with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they profit off of it. And then we don't look original for doing it because we wasn't the one that presented it to the world.
Yeah, so yeah, I totally get what you're saying. You basically saying like if this person bit something that I had, then I come out with it and I'm the one that made it up. They only see them first, so I look like I'm almost the biter.
Right.
Even though that I could do it better and it's my shit.
Right. Just like if somebody come along and copyright something that you invented, but they copyrighted it.
Yeah.
So now they don't care that you invented it.
Yeah.
We're going to go with who copyrighted it.
That's right. So who was some of your biggest influences in this rap shit when you was coming up?
Off top, Too Short. Then I'm old school. So I was, T-La Rock, Just Ice, Spider D, Coolie D, Cool Herc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was old school New York hip-hop head. Like,
yeah, that's where it started at. Everybody probably was at one point.
Yeah.
KRS-One and stuff like that. That's more my
KRS
era when I was little.
Exactly. So
yeah.
That's the era I come from. Looking up to, because all we had from Oakland was Too Short.
Yeah.
And Freddie B.
Yeah.
Then you had Cassadine and a couple of few folks that was on 75 Girls. You know what I mean? So I came up in that era where we didn't have a plethora of rappers coming from Oakland.
What's up with Bosses Will Be Bosses, man?
What you mean? What's up with it?
Man, how many people did you have on that? That was like a mini compilation in itself.
Yeah. Yeah, see, Bosses came about because we were on Priority.
Okay.
The album before that. They called us into the office. The A&Rs called us into the office, right?
Yeah.
This one, Master P, All From the Eye, Mac 10, all of those folks are on the same label. So they call us into the office and they ask us, they say, hey, can you guys make some more music that sounds like Master P? We was like, no, we can't do that. That's not our sound. So after we got out of that meeting, we realized that we needed to get off of Priority because creatively we was going to be stagnated or we was going to be living on our knees. So when we left Priority from that meeting, that meeting was the catalyst of us leaving Priority. That's what created Bosses.
Okay.
So we created Boss's album and put it out independent after leaving Priority.
So what album did you have on Priority?
Big Moves.
Big Moves. So it was the Alleyway EP then, Big Moves, right?
No, it was the Alleyway, Out of Control.
Out of Control, okay.
Then Big Moves. And so to let you know with how we were thinking and that we was spot on, Bosses was bigger than Big Moves, and Big Moves was on Priority. And Bosses was independent.
Yeah.
So if y'all would listen to us, but you know, that's their labels. So, you know, all they look at is numbers.
Yeah.
They just look at numbers. They like, hey, man, just put something out, put the tank on it. Let P go, let's put it out.
And you was like, no.
Well, actually, he's on the song
I know.
going, But that was us bringing him on a song that we have to do what he does creative.
Yeah.
We can't do a whole album because that ain't us.
Yeah, y'all want some P Spice. Y'all don't want to be the P Spice.
Not that nothing wasn't wrong with nothing that P did. You know what I mean? But he was in his lane. Just like we couldn't be Crips, we couldn't be Bloods, we couldn't be Vice Lords or Disciples. We had to be Oakland.
I'm glad you said that because I like asking a lot of G's this question. Why do you think Bloods and Crips never came to Oakland?
Well, they tried. They tried.
Yeah.
We had some situations where they tried.
We in back in like 85 or something?
Yeah, in the 80s.
Yeah.
They tried and it didn't work out. And you know, Oakland is just like LA. Oakland is a family-oriented city, so we got generations and generations and generations. So it's hard for, just like me, I come up under generations and it's generations behind me.
Yeah.
So I couldn't have a nephew or a little cousin telling me that he's a Crip or a Blood and you from Oakland. I couldn't have that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other people feel the same way. You know what I mean? So if I had a nephew or a cousin that told me, hey, cuz, I'm a Crip, or hey, Blood, or you know what I mean, I pull him to the side and I got to give him an earful and tell him, man, look, what the fuck is wrong with you? Straight up, this ain't what we do. You know what I mean? And I feel like Crips and Bloods, not to degrade nothing they got going on, but that's something that we don't know nothing about.
Yeah.
That's something that started in L.A., and they have history in that. That's nothing that we know about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you did it, you would be a knockoff version of a Crip and Blood. Like that's the true origin of Crippin' and Blood and comes from L.A.
Yeah.
And we don't know nothing about that.
Nah, we don't. You know, shout out to the Crips and Bloods that I do know, you know what I'm saying? But I take a lot of pride in Oakland being one of the major cities that don't have all those gangs like that. Now, we got turfs that's out of control, you know, and these little new gangs that's popping up and stuff like that.
Right.
And, you know, that and enough is, you know, that's a lot in itself, you know.
Right.
You know. But, yeah, I was going to ask you, what was the numbers on Big Moves, though?
Big Moves, I mean, it billboarded somewhere at the bottom, but it made it to the charts.
Okay.
So I think Big Moves was maybe in the 40 range, maybe that first few weeks, you know what I mean?
So when you put out Alleyway, when did you get the call that Priority wanted you?
Well, we put out Alleyway, and then we did Out of Control. So Alleyway was first.
Yeah.
So when Priority got on us, that was around the time where Loonies was signed into New Tribe and drew down Relativity. 3 times was New Tribe. So then that's when the Bay kind of got its shine.
Yeah.
And and so they were looking for groups. So we, of course, we was on the Richter scale with Making Noise. So that kind of came in that era.
Yeah.
And that's, what helped us get a deal was the noise that they were making, the Loonies and Drew and 3 times. So that we came in that era and was able to get on Priority because up under those groups, we was one of the other groups making some noise in the Bay.
Yeah, because it's like.
Oh, and Rich. Don't get
me wrong. Rich.
Rich got Def Jam around that same time.
Yeah, ain't he the only person from Oakland to sign to Def Jam?
I believe so.
Yeah, shout out to Rich, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in hip hop, it seemed like cities get hot and then they just come looking for people from that city.
From that region. Yeah, the
like,
Who Riders was another one.
Yeah, shout out to King Sign.
Yeah. And then Hieroglyphics, I can't forget about them. They was we was hot at that time.
What is y'all biggest song today? Is it That Man?
Radio, yeah. That Man was the biggest radio song that we had because then we had a video on the box.
Yeah,
for that man.
Talk about the box.
Yeah.
The box gave a lot of people a lot of shine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shout out to Baby Ray, Ain't Nothing Like the Town.
Oh, yeah. You made the video on top of the 73rd overrun.
I seen that, man.
Remember that?
Yeah, he did that, though.
Yeah, see, if the box would have been around in EDD time,
we
could have ran it up. We'd have told you to pay the youngster to run it up, man. Look, man, order it, man. Just order it. Just keep ordering it.
Yeah.
Keep ordering it.
Yeah. And you know what you could have said, though? If the credit card was on, you know what you could have said?
What?
This is between me and you.
Between me and you.
Damn. Shit. Yeah, so now you are a landlord. You owning property. You soaking up the Monopoly board. How is that going?
It's going good. I mean, I think, like I said, back then when we was doing Delinquents as a social experiment, I was on my stuff back then. I bought my first house. I was like 22 years old. Yeah. So at 20, I bought my first house at around 22, around 23, 20, maybe 25. I was a landlord at 25. So.
That's dope.
So I've been a landlord ever since.
Yeah, man. This is like black excellence. This ain't no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't talking about doing no local shit.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? We get out. We get on jet skis. We buy houses around this motherfucker, I mean,
Hey. So, so I just kind of always had a different mind frame, you know what I mean? Just like, I'm a real estate agent.
Yeah.
I got my real estate license in 2005.
Okay.
I started automobile transport in 2007.
Okay.
I'm an investor. I build from the land up. I'm building in Georgia. I've been doing that for about 8-9 years. So I just been a hustler all around the board.
Do you do like what is it called, like public speaking, like seminars and stuff like that?
No, that's too much like bragging. I don't like bragging.
Okay.
I'm just above the water, below the heat.
I like that. I'm gonna steal that. I'm taking that to work tomorrow. I'm just above the water and below the heat.
I don't really do. Hey, see, you called me and I seen your interviews and I dig them and all that. I don't really even do. I don't. And then when the book came out, of course I got to promote it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you know what? I consider you my traffic homie, though. You know what I'm saying? Every time I see you, you show me love and stuff like that, and it been cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't never big me, then little you, even though that you are bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? You never did me like this. Oh, this old nigga, man. Hold on, man. Let me give this nigga a 20-second time out. You ain't never did that. It's always been love, though.
Yeah, no, man. We all the same, man.
For sure.
Anybody and everybody can lose it all in 1 second.
That's right.
I don't care who you is.
Yeah.
So you got to know that, and you got to be humble and move like that.
Okay.
So that's how I move. You know what I mean? I move knowing that all of this materialistic stuff and all of the stuff outside of that, it could be gone in 1 second.
And you can't take it with you.
Nah. So I never hold that in no higher regard of what I got and look at the money I got or look none of that. Look at my car, none of that. You know what I mean? And then it don't mean nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What means stuff is your children, your legacy, stuff that you leaving behind, your morals and values and the integrity and the decorum that you leave in your family and your legacy. You know what I mean? So me pumping all of that into my son's head is worth way more than anything materialistic I could bring him.
What I like you said that, man. I like how you said that, man. What do you think is the biggest problem in the black community right now?
The biggest problem?
Yeah.
In the black community. So that'd be a hard question.
Or just talk about a few of them. Like, why do you think that like we out of control like this, killing each other and stuff like that?
For one, I think it's that if you think about it, a lot of people in today's era don't have traditional grandparents. So we grew up on traditional grandparents.
That's right.
And I think a lot of people now, so the grandparent was always the one that could override the parent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even if you didn't respect your parent, the grandparent to come in as that superpower, like, hey, get your shit right. You know what I mean? We don't have that now. So you got grandparents, parents, and a child that they're probably all in Santa Rita at the same time.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So our grandparents had kind of migrated from the South, so to speak, back in them days. You know what I mean? Which everybody here kind of migrated from the South. So when they migrated from the South, they came with the Southern values.
Yeah.
So as time goes on, those Southern values are fading because each generation after them didn't get to experience the South.
Yeah.
So they came with knowing what you couldn't have and what we didn't have access to. So they valued it. You know what I mean? You can come here, you can buy land. You're not redlined. They're not cutting you out, saying that you can't buy nothing. You could go to college. You can go to school. You can get an education. So I think when they came back in our days, they valued those things like that. And so they pumped that in us to tell us, or not even us, tell our parents, y'all take advantage of this. Yeah. Because we didn't have this where we come from. And our parents listen. And some of us, it got to us. So I think as time goes on, just like if you keep adding water to Kool-Aid, if you keep drinking the Kool-Aid and add more water, eventually it's going to just turn into a pitcher of water. And there's going to be no more Kool-Aid. So it just got watered down, as I think that's the difference. Yeah.
I agree with that because some people ask me, like, why my kids are so well-mannered, right?
Right.
Damn for sure ain't because of me, man. But I say they have active grandmothers and grandparents. Right. But primarily because like the parent is supposed to be able to keep up physically with the kids, and the grandparent is supposed to be giving them the wisdom and stuff like that.
Reinforcement.
So if the parents, acting crazy, then, the big parent, grandparent, tell both of them, sit your ass down. Who you talking to? Both of y'all now. And it seemed like, the morals is just all gone. I say this, how like back in our day, like when the cartoons used to pop up, like say like when Vidal finna do something bad, it's a good angel and a bad angel, right?
Exactly.
And then you at least had to think about which one you was gonna listen to. Now it's just two bad angels, but you might have to listen to the one that say just don't steal that much shit.
So you got to do just the best of the worst.
Shit like that.
Yeah, just pick the best, worst option.
For sure.
Okay.
So what else you got coming, man? You got all these businesses and stuff like that. So what else you got coming?
Well, I mean, the book is my new. That's what I'm doing now. Like I said, I've been writing that book since 2014. And my son's mom was instrumental in helping me write that book. So
okay.
When she passed in March of 2020, that's what kind of motivated me to make sure it comes to fruition, because she put a lot of work in. Yeah. We both put work in on making that come to life. So
yeah.
I mean, that's, you know, what I got coming and I'm raising, you know, I got an 11-year-old son, so I'm a single parent.
Okay.
So what's coming for me is I don't really think about me at this point.
Yeah.
I think about him. You know what I mean? So he, you know, I'm thinking when, you know, he finished this school he at these next 2 years, you know, and we got to go so he could go to this new high school that the football team he playing for is a feeder team to that high school, and the coach is used to play for a certain team, and he going to give him the tutelage he needs so he could go to college and get a scholarship. And go. So, you know, I'm putting all my energy into him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And whatever happens, I live life. I'm cool. I'm cool where I'm at. I'm content. I live life. I had a ball. I still have fun now. You know what I mean? Me and my son, we go camping, we go boating, we do all of the stuff, man. You know what I mean? So I don't need all the ostentatious shit that's going on. Like, I done did that.
Yeah.
It's for him. You know what I mean? Whenever he got a football game somewhere, we pack up. I load up everything in my RV, and we gonna go stay in LA and take a few days worth of clothes, kick it, have a ball out of it, maybe visit Disneyland or, you know what I mean, the Great Wolf Lodge or whatever else there, man, and we gonna bust back home.
Man, that's dope, man. That's dope, man. Between me and you. Man, well, it's good, man, having you, bro.
Oh, man, it's good being here. I appreciate the invite.
Tell people where they can find you at.
So, I'm Vidal Prevost.
Okay.
On Facebook, VIDAL PREVOST, and then it's the same Vidal_Prevost on Instagram. And I just got on Instagram because of the book. So.
Well, it's dope, man.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna promote this though.
I appreciate you. Body Baggers.
For sure. Body Baggers.
It's available on Amazon, paper copy or Kindle.
Okay.
Audible coming. Voiceover by Casual from Hieroglyphics. Soon
as the Audible come, the audio, I mean, I'm getting that because I just got the app. I'm reading Raekwon.
You just don't want to read.
No, I read every night.
Okay.
Yeah, between me and you. Yeah, I'm reading. I got Raekwon the Chef right now. That's what I've been listening to.
Okay.
It go crazy. Staircase stages to staircase to stages. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. What about Joy DeGruy?
No, I never heard.
Yeah, the new Jim Crow.
Oh, nah.
That's a good one.
It's on audio?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
You make sure that audio.
Yeah. I like to go to sleep with it on. Between me and you. Well, I'm LD's, also known Lawrence the One, for another episode of I Need to Know. And as usual, come on, you know what I want.